I think it'll shoot about 1,200 per minute. Capacity on the double-length magazine is about 200 staples.
Let's watch that thing roar. Hey, what's happening? Barnaby here, along with Jerry, to talk about the BeA line of upholstery tackers. Now, Jerry, this is what we call a manufacturer show-off because folks are actively searching for information about this sort of tool, and so it's your chance to tell us why this is the right tool for the job, okay? So first of all, thematically, who are they intended for?
Well, they're actually intended for the professional upholsterer.
Okay, and so factory environment meant to be used all day, every day. So that brings up the question of materials and quality. What do you guys put into these that in your mind make them the right tool for the job?
We put in quality in terms of parts. Our internal parts are all made of metal. We have strong driver blades. We can actually turn our driver blade and use it twice. There's some features that other manufacturers aren't putting in their tools.
Okay, so you've been in the business a long time. How long would you say that these tools would last in a factory environment? Ballpark me.
In a factory environment, they're probably used 3 shifts.
Yep.
It's not uncommon to see a tool that is just completely wore down to silver, which gives me the indication it might have been there maybe 5 to 10 years.
Okay, that's interesting, right? So let's talk specifically about these tools and what they're intended for as far as who the user would be and what sort of tacking up you're going to be doing.
This tool here has been a benchmark tool for us for a long time. It's actually been in the market 30 years.
Okay.
Had some refinements over the years, but number one, it's just a comfortable tool, and it's a comfortable tool for somebody with a small hand.
Yeah, I was going to say your meat paws barely fit in there.
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay, and so it would be somebody with a smaller hand, right?
Yes.
But this is going to be delivering what gauge?
This actually delivers a 20 gauge staple.
I'm noticing the nose is pretty thin in its profile there.
Yeah, what we do is we've actually over the years learned to design the nose for the user, and it's got a nice thin nose, so it'll reach into places. If you notice, it's tapered.
Yep. Just
to get in there.
Okay.
It's actually a bottom load tool.
All right, and I think that's pretty much the standard in the industry now, is it?
Yeah, most manufacturers are making bottom load tools.
Okay, and explain the selling point on a bottom load as opposed to a top load.
Basically on a bottom load tool, what you have is you get an exposed driver blade. So if you happen to have a jam or something, you just reach in there and take the jam out.
Right.
In other words, and it also loads very easily. You just push it and close it shut.
Okay, now this is the latest permutation of this tool right here, right? So pretty much a little higher profile, so bigger hand can fit in there, but what else is different?
Yeah, basically we changed the trigger up. They both have a 2-finger trigger, so you can actually actuate it with 1 finger or 2 fingers. This one here has the same load feature.
Okay.
We've actually put a little tab on the end of the magazine, so as you close it, there's no chance to pinch your hand as you shut it.
Okay, so how'd you guys figure out that was necessary to do?
We just listened to the industry, we listened to the users, and the user said, hey, you may have an issue with that. So we got with our engineers and redesigned it.
Okay, and I'm sure, when we review tools here, everybody's always talking about the exhaust. They say it's nice if there's a directable exhaust port right here. Where does the air come out here?
Our tool actually exhausts out of the bottom, and the reason they do that is because the upholsterers are working in different areas, and they just don't like that blowing up in their face as they turn the tool and deliver the tool around.
Yeah, because you're always pointing it away from you, right? And so if it's down here, it's always going to go there.
That's correct.
Okay, let's talk about the fasteners. Do you guys manufacture these, or what's the story behind them?
Yeah, we actually manufacture those. They were designed and drawn by our engineers, so they're manufactured to the BeA spec to shoot through the BeA tool. We also cross over to some different other competitors, and our staples will shoot through their tools as well.
Okay, cool. All right, now moving on down the line right here. These look similar in their gauge and configuration, except this one is standing a little bit more proud. What's the thought behind that?
Basically, if you take our standard tool, it's got a 1-inch nose on it, very nice narrow nose. And then there's some hard to reach areas where you actually need a longer nose just to get into an application. So this one actually has a 2-inch nose on it.
Okay. Yeah, so it's almost like, to use a golf analogy, this would be like a 9-iron. This could be your lob wedge. You just pull it out whenever you need it for that special application, right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, and so on down the way, this one looks like it's got a little more firing potential, longer magazine, so what's the story?
Yeah, this tool here is our auto fire tool, and basically this one here is a double length magazine.
Yeah.
We manufacture this in both a double length and a single length. But what's unique about this tool is if you depress the trigger once, you'll get one staple, or if you depress it, you'll get one shot at a time. But if you want to hold it and drag the tool, it'll actually auto-fire.
Okay, and so we stage a demonstration of that, put our safety goggles on, and let's watch that thing roar. Hey, what's the capability on that? How many per minute?
You know, I think it'll shoot about 1,200 per minute. Capacity on the double-length magazine is about 200 staples.
Okay, so you have to pause to reload, but then right back at it, right?
Yes, and we do actually have the bottom load feature on this tool as well.
Okay, so where are we going to find these? Because they're pretty specialized tools. You can't walk into a big box, so tell me about the process.
You know, we sell through some quality distributors across the U.S. We have about 200 different distributors in the U.S. They're in most of the major cities, and then they employ sales reps that cover the respective states and small towns.
Okay, but if that rep hasn't knocked on your door yet, how do I, the potential customer, find you guys?
You know, you simply just call us in Greensboro, which is our corporate office, and we'll direct you to a distributor of your choice.
Okay, and then if there is a problem with the tool somewhere along the line, how does the customer service chain begin?
Well, the customer service chain starts with the distributor that sells you your staples and your tool. And most of them have either a mobile service department, or you can send the tool into their place of business and get it repaired.
Cool, all right. Hey, you know what? It is always good to get the information about a tool before you drop the dime on it. And if you're still wondering, hey, I want to know more about the company BeA. How do I figure that one out? Well, we shot a one-on-one with Sebastian of BeA, and you can find that video on our website, because it's always good to understand who you're doing business with and the sorts of tools they manufacture, because ultimately, right, all you're looking for is the right tool for the job.